In order to secure a proper criminal justice response to crimes occurring at sea, it's paramount to have a solid maritime law enforcement response, including patrolling, boarding, search, and evidence collection. So the Global Maritime Crime Program has established several maritime centers in close partnership with the national maritime law enforcement authorities. These centers are now present in Bangladesh, in Maldives, in Seychelles and Sri Lanka, and the overall aim is to expand further to other regions, including the Gulf of Guinea, the Caribbean and Southeast Asia.
In Sri Lanka, GMCP has 2 training centers. One is at the Mirissa Coast Guard base, where GMCP delivers national and regional training, both theoretical and practical, with the support of the Sri Lanka Coast Guard and not least our regional seconded officers.
The main training we do comes from the GMCP catalogue. The courses that we cover are everything from basic seamanship courses, coxswain courses, and we also have a number of variants of the Visit Board Search and Seizure course, otherwise known as VBSS.
The objective of this maritime law enforcement capacity building and the establishment of the maritime centers is really to secure a proper response at sea, including the boarding exercises and searches on board, as well as the proper collection of evidence that would be admissible in court.
From that evidence handling training, they teach us how to lift evidence, so how to seal it, how to produce it in front of law in a proper way.
The second training center is at Trincomalee Navy Base, where GMCP delivers training on an authentic dhow which was captured while used for smuggling. It is important for us that all practical training simulates real-life situations. The Ship in a Box is a new initiative in this regard, a unique training facility built from containers in the shape of a vessel.
Only from a ship in a box, VBSS boarding teams, they can get the idea about that big ship. It will provide much benefit when you go to the real-time situation.
In Maldives, GMCP has 1 training center. A key characteristic in GMCP trainings is to have interagency participation in order to make best use of expertise, share experience, and improve commonality of trainings.
The courses target students typically representing the maritime law enforcement authorities, including Navy and Coast Guard, but also more specialized agencies, depending on which crime we are looking at. And this also requires the coordination and cooperation between these different agencies, also depending on their mandate and their powers.
At the end of the day, it's very important that these agencies are capable of working together in this maritime environment. It will increase the chances of getting a successful prosecution.
UNODC has brought us together and then shown us how the international system works, and then how interagency can collaborate and do a far more better job than what we used to do.
In Bangladesh, GMCP has 2 training centers. GMCP conducts VBSS trainings in Agrafatra Coast Guard Training Base in partnership with the Bangladesh Coast Guard. All of our practical training is delivered by full-time embedded mentors and expert trainers who ensure strengthened capacity of maritime law enforcement to sustain training beyond the duration of projects.
The sustainability for us is of utmost importance, that they get the training now, they implement the training, start training themselves, and then for future keep this training going.
GMCP always pays attention to the context and challenges of the individual countries. Rampal River Police Training Base is a dedicated training facility which GMCP aspire to use for future training. At present, GMCP conducts trainings at the Flamingo, a floating unit which facilitates our theoretical and practical training as well as accommodation for the participants.
In this COVID situation, the communication and the movement, it was a bit restricted. But Flamingo, it is itself a complete area, and where we can keep our trainees and give them training. So at the time of COVID, we create this bubble area and we give them training in these Flamingo ships.
In Seychelles, GMCP conducts training at the Regional Fusion Centre and Law Enforcement Safety and Security and Coast Guard Headquarters, where decommissioned dhows are available for practical training, as well as at the Police Academy, which facilitates theoretical lessons and student accommodation.
So these maritime centers is part of a broader exercise where we want to ensure a proper maritime law enforcement response to the crimes occurring at sea, including ensuring that national maritime law enforcement authorities can secure their waters but also provide safety for their coastal communities.